Kianna's used to the Tori trying to figure out her technology, and then it's a good time. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, I try to remind people. I'm like, no, it's not like a podcast because I'm not. I don't know. You have to like submit them in a way that I haven't figured out, and I'm tired. It's more just like a stream. So you said a good job. You're like, it's just like a stream. Okay. See, so now I have to post this one to the PPP page because you have to be like a person, not a company.
Right.
But in order for me to host a stream or whatever, to be like a person through Meta, right, you have to be able to make an event, but the business has to make an event, the page of Tuesdays with Tori. So it gets complicated what rules I'm following today and which ones I'm not. So
yeah, that sounds complicated. That made my head hurt.
Right. So the point being, I think I want to try and stream to Instagram again, but I'm going to have to figure out which one of the Facebooks to give up. Because I looked into upgrading. It's not just like, oh, like another $30 to upgrade. It's like for all the rest of the stuff that comes with it, it's like way too over my head right now. Like this package is probably over my head right now, but I digress. We maybe I can figure out how to push this to Instagram. Maybe that's the way to do it. Anyways, not today. Hello. Look at how fancy we are today. Yes. There's three squares here for everybody's enjoyment. Are you not entertained? This is pretty fascinating to me anyways. Okay, and then watch what I can do. I have the power. Oh, you laughing at me, Kianna? Oh, bye. You off the stream. Bye-bye. I'm just kidding. I'll bring you back.
Aw.
I promise only use my powers for good.
Oh, Tori, it's great to be back. It's nice. I always watch you every Tuesday, or I try to catch the after thingy, like the after recording or something. And yeah, you're just always a breath of fresh air.
No, you guys make me breathe. Thank you. No, thanks again for coming and letting me drag you. And look, she dragged a friend. It's a double whammy. Not only is it a double like happy bonus week because it's a birthday week, so birthday bonus episode here. We got two fabulous creatures here to answer all your questions and talk about all the cool things we're going to talk about quickly. Right? If you're new here, welcome to the stream. We don't even know what to call it yet. We just call it a stream. I call it Tuesdays with Tori, and it has stuck where I just started ranting because nobody was talking about the things that I wanted to talk about to the ether, right? The internet, as you would. And then at some point it actually answered. Kianna was one of them, right? She fell for the weirdo siren call of what this is back. So thank you again for always supporting me. So all these people keep coming. So now I keep doing the things. That's why I sell condoms. Everybody keeps coming. Oh, I make myself laugh. Okay, so in case you are new here, other than welcome to the show, this show is about predominantly the adult side of the industry as far as like business is concerned, but it's all connected in the Cupcake Girls and how we're going to talk to them today. But it could be like, by the way, if you're not over 18, please scroll. This is not the episode for you. Please, they go grab a fruit snack on the way or out, right? There's that cute Katie girl that says that. Oh my God, I love it. Like, okay, bye-bye, see you. But because we're going to talk about the services and the stories of what this nonprofit does, anybody just check your triggers today. We might start speaking about as sensitive, right? It's always sensitive information, but triggering for some viewers in the terms of we'll talk about some sex trafficking and the situations and support and everything else that this prophet does. So if you don't want to consume this sort of content today, I encourage you also to grab a fruit snack on the way out. And then maybe come back to this episode later when you feel, it's a better spot for you because your mental health is important. That's my little PSA right there. Take care of yourself. Everybody drink your water. Since that was a serious minute, we'll go to the condom joke of the day quickly. Get us back in the spirits. Okay, you ready? This was the best one I could come up with today. Why did the condom enroll in therapy? because it had too much emotional baggage and it just couldn't deal with all the pressure.
Oh my God.
You're so stupid.
I'm so stupid. I know, and I love it.
What?
And you're
so it's just too much pressure. It could have popped. And then we could have been pregnant with
it's all that emotional baggage. The point is leave it. Things don't perform properly. Leave your baggage. All right. Just kidding. I'm no therapist. You do what you need to do with your baggage.
We're all Tori, quick question. Sorry, to go off. I just have a question, or else I'm gonna forget.
No, do it.
Your favorite condom, has it changed, or is it still the same favorite condom?
No, I think it's changed, right? Because I think originally I was a Skin Elite fan. Because it's just great, and I like anything in the kind of like non-latex category. But now so maybe I was gonna say anything skin, right? It's kind of in their own, like, what's your favorite condom? I need to be like, okay, what do you want to talk in latex or non-latex, right? They're kind of two different languages, at least in my head. It's like, what's your favorite lube? Oh, okay, are we talking silicone? Or are we talking water? Like, what are we doing? So I would have to say that I no longer say that the Elite is my favorite. I've changed that. I've updated it because they have a Supreme Feel now. I don't know if we talked about this one, which is 20% thinner than the Elite. So of course, that's my new favorite one in the polyisoprene category. However, I don't know. Sorry, Kianna, if we've already talked about this and you get all the blah, 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 but remind me, I'll send you some. The one condom company, they're doing the Flex, which is latex and graphene, like a hybrid condom. It's crazy because you cannot feel that thing. What's graphene, Tori? Oh my goodness, I'm glad you asked. Graphene is what they use, like if I'm a space person, and they'll line my suit with it so that I don't freeze to death because it's super strong, but it's also really like malleable and is a great heat conductor. So like oftentimes people don't like their condom. They're like, oh, I can't feel it. And I'm like, well, sometimes it's like, that skin to skin contact is going to be the best conduit. That's why Natural Lamb actually sells really well for people that, feel like they feel everything, because a tissue is going to be a great heat conductor for a tissue. So that was a long way of saying, yes, my favorite condom has been updated. Thanks for asking. Do you still have a favorite condom, Kianna?
I actually don't. You are putting me on game every single time. Shout out to Cam. What it do?
I was going to say, but here's our favorite Cam.
You actually are educated. Yes, shout out to Cam. But no, you're actually putting me on game. So send me what you just said, because I was like,
okay, we gotta assistant, my AI assistant, write a joke. Me, I'm like, write it down quick. Remember to send some stuff. One condom will love it though too if you take pictures. They do good things. Alas, today is not just about the laughter. It's about love in action, because birthday week, right? So just real quickly, I'm again super beyond honored that not only is Kianna still dealing with my shenanigans and my stupid jokes, but shout out for celebrating. I can look at this, Kianna Robinson, brand and marketing manager. Heck yeah.
Yes.
Everybody's been, it's been a rough couple 5 years if you're trying to sell anything, especially on the B2B side, whoever you are. So I'm celebrating you. And she dragged her friend here. Look at these beautiful people. We have Valentine, and her last name is listen to her name, Valentine Von Betty. Is that not it's you're like a beautiful cartoon character, but like a sexy cartoon character, right?
That's a combination of two of my favorite pinup.
Oh, no wonder I love it so much. I feel very I want to talk like from the oh, you see, I'm from the transatlantic time. Yes, my friend. Why don't you, Valentine?
I was gonna ask if you've tried Glide condoms.
Oh, okay. So we love Glide. Glide's great. She actually used to live out here in Charlotte, and I just missed her. As condom people, we try to stay connected. I would love someday to distribute for her, but right now the model for her makes sense to be direct to consumers because she is in such a niche category. But even stuff like that is very interesting. For anybody that doesn't or hasn't tried any of the Glide stuff, me, not sponsored today, but we'll talk about Glide as well.
Not sponsored at all.
No, because it's right. I love supporting women-owned businesses as well. And her big thing is the vegan condoms. which in the big picture, all condoms are vegan and not vegan at the same time, depending on certain things like the latex you use, the 510K you use, the lube you use, things like that. But she does
lambskin are definitely not vegan.
Yeah, right. But you'd be surprised. People are sometimes still asking. So it's a more complicated yes or no answer than that. But I do love that she's the most buttoned up you can be in that kind of like gray area, and she wants to stay close to her consumers. So go check out Glide too. I don't know that I can get you samples, but I'll work on it.
Thank you.
Oh, they're just great. I mean, I don't use them for obvious like internal stuff.
Yeah. What'd you say, Valentine?
Oh, go ahead.
What?
What'd you say? You don't use it? You don't use those?
Oh yeah, I just I'll use them for oral, but I won't use them internally.
That's smart.
Yeah,
that's smart.
Well, we'll talk about sensitivities and other things in a different episode, because I'll be like, oh, interesting. Tell me more. What can we do about that? Because if we can't, then it's like, oh, well, someone should figure that out. Maybe I can get someone too. Okay, wait, moving on. Look at the beautiful people. We got Kianna Valentine, and we're going to talk Cupcake Girls and their incredible nonprofit that's providing, I'll let you guys do the spiel here in a minute, but non-judgmental and holistic support for folks in the sex industry, including those impacted by sex trafficking. So if you need a minute because you do not want to be like listening to this content today, now's the time. This is the red flag. But it's important because we're talking like trauma-informed outreach. And you're probably thinking like, okay, but didn't you say this is like a retail thing, Tori? I did. And those important things all kind of blend in together to a shared mission that this industry does have, right? Just like the fight I know I have to deal with sometimes of being in the adult retail. Like, oh, what do you do? I'm in the adult industry. It's like, oh, and I was like, no, I literally sell condoms. It's technically a medical device. It's not as exciting as you think, right? So the Cupcake Girls fight stigma and outreach just the same. So to me, it's like same team, same field, everybody. Doesn't matter if you're on the retail floor. But also we've talked a lot kind of in the past on community impact and how supporting organizations like this, they don't only build trust with your consumers, but they build trust within your employee network as well. It helps with staff retention when people usually can feel like, you know, most of the staff has a similar minded morale when it comes to supporting sex workers. And so if that is the case, a lot of employees can also feel invested in companies that do support these kinds of values as well. So good for business, right? Taking brand reputation is just good for business, people. So see, remember, the store or distributor that you care about is usually something that happens beyond just that register, right? Like it's beyond just your point of sale.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, the lecture. I'm going to let these fabulous people talk a little bit more about the musings that I just jammered on, because they kick ass. All right. Okay, I guess we'll go Kianna. If anybody doesn't know your story, do the quick Kianna highlights, and then we can kick it over to Valentine if that works out.
Perfect. Like my story, like just how I got in with the Cupcake Girls.
Like, you've been, whatever, we've seen you hustling anything marketing and education, right? For sure. How did you get connected with these guys? And what is your story? What drew you originally to this mission? Because we know, like, you know, you've got your soul gazing mission as well. So it's like, what got you to spend more attention there? And I know it's still a whole part of your self identity or whatever you're building into yourself in this giant career that you want at some point, right?
Yeah, correct. Thank you so much, Tori. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. For anyone like specifically in P3, y'all know my story. I was looking for work and I landed on the Cupcake Girls. Actually, how I found out about the Cupcake Girls was back in 2020. They actually had the same role available at that time. I interviewed, but they decided to move forward. So when the opportunity came back up again, I applied again because I'm like, this is actually perfect alignment. You know, the Cupcake Girls is local to Las Vegas, Nevada. And we also have a branch in Oregon as well. But I was like, I'm moving back to Vegas and I still need a job, and this is perfect alignment. And it's perfect alignment because Solely Gazing focuses on equity. But what I love about the Cupcake Girls, they don't just focus on equity, they also focus on helping people that are in the sex industry, regardless of any circumstances. And they want to help, and they provide resources, and they're giving back to our community specifically. And I was like, this is perfect. This is perfect. This actually will enrich my advocacy even more. And I feel like I will make more of an impact in the industry that I love. I love the sex industry, but I don't want to just be in the industry just lollygagging, or like, in my definition, lollygagging, you know, like I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, like, no, I actually want to feel, I want to go a little bit deeper, pause. I want to feel, you know, and I want to be into the industry and actually make an impact and help others. So stumbling on the Cupcake Girls and the role, it was just perfect. It literally just happened. The universe was like, oh, you're moving back to Vegas? Oh, you need a job? Okay, well, fine. Here, have this opportunity. And yeah, I interviewed.
She paid enough to the karma gods already. They finally lined something up. I guess that's why patience is of the gods, right? It's godly, because it's like so hard to be like, I feel like I'm pounding sand, putting in these job applications, or just trying to stay consistent on your wannabe podcast web stream thingy when it's easy to pretend like nobody gives a shit. Right. Yeah. But it's like the point is you keep doing it, because even if it's uncomfortable, that's where you grow. So I love that something not only lined up for you, yay, but it helps. And you have that mindset where it just helps that bigger picture of not just who you are, because working on not being completely identified by my career. But I don't know that a lot of people have the mindset, and maybe it's just because I'm hanging out with too many young people these days. I got a 12-year-old now, where it's like, hey, there's a certain amount of entitlement, where you're like, well, I did the things, and now all the rest of the red carpet's gonna come through. Wow. Like, no, I'm not gonna ring up people, or I'm not gonna run inventory, or whatever it is. That's not what I do. It's like, no, but there's things to be learned in that experience, no matter what you're working on.
Yeah. What about you, Valentine?
How'd you get here? I know, because I'm all this stuff too. We're gonna be like Instagram friends now. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So I have been a sex worker for 15 plus years, going on 16. It's kind of wild to think about. It doesn't feel like I've lived that many lifetimes. But I have.
Look at.
Yeah.
Woo!
Branding. I don't have on my shirt.
Branding. Good job, Kianna, as the brand manager. And you hooked it up.
Yeah, like being a part of the Cupcake Girls just felt like a really easy transition for me. I first encountered them when I was a performer in Portland, Oregon, and they came to an event, and I don't know, it's like we had a lot of crossover, and then I joined what previously was called the Oregon Sex Workers Committee, but is now Oregon Safer Workers Coalition. So I joined them about 3 years ago. So I'm still a part of them, and it's awesome because, being double employed is kind of cool. But we worked together with the Cupcake Girls so often that I was like, this is a really beautiful, symbiotic relationship that we have going on between orgs. And I honestly was looking for a reason to get out of Portland. I got tired of it. I got over it. I was like, I'm not hitting my goals here. I'm not going to do what I want to do here. I've outgrown this place. And I saw that they were hiring for Nevada, and I was like, I love Las Vegas. I know a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with here, but like, I love it here.
It was just perfect. You went with your vibe, which is also really crazy.
Yeah.
I just moved from Arizona to North Carolina like 6 months ago. There is something freeing, but also very terrifying about trusting that gut feeling that's like, no, you're supposed to grow into this sort of person.
Yeah. Right, exactly. And like I have a beautiful partner who's still back in Portland, and it was a lot of like, if I do this, like, are we okay? Like, there's a lot of check-in, because it's like we're doing long distance for a couple of reasons, but it felt like such a seamless thing. And then I got the interview, and I was just getting more and more excited. And then I just felt like I had people in my corner who were like, yes, like this makes sense. And, it's still very new, and it's still very uncertain in like just what I know. But what I do know is advocacy. I do know how to take care of people. I do know how to show up for people, setting better boundaries for myself, and just it just feels like such a good fit, and it brought me here. And I feel like I've connected with so many awesome people already, like even in my own coworkers and like Kianna. And I feel like it
Don't
feels
tell
really
her.
good to be
I like
here.
her. She's pretty cool, but don't let her know.
Don't let me
Oh my God.
Don't say anything, okay?
But yeah, it's really interesting to work for such a long-standing organization as well, to kind of learn, where things went, where there were hiccups, and where we're going now. And it's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool.
Okay. So both of you is management, right? We got project and we got branding, because this is a very professional show. Look at all the top talent here. Woo-hoo. Do you mind sharing what are some of the biggest challenges? But then, like, I always say, like, it was the juice worth the squeeze. What were the challenges? But then what rewards of kind of give me some bad and give me some good of communicating and being part of such a sensitive but powerful work, right? Talk about being impactful. This is something that I have to remind my friends on the sales floor that, like, no, you're changing people's lives, but now let's just like up the ante. You guys can change people's lives. What's that kind of feel like?
Yeah, I'll go first. From the marketing side, I actually learned a lot. One of the challenges is censorship. That's an obvious. It doesn't just impact on the business side and sales side. It also online. It also impacts on the nonprofit side of things, right? Like, it's the same bullshit. Like Meta's like, oh, you can't say sex, or we're always censoring, especially since we have like since we have a big social media following. We have to be very diligent about making sure that we censor ourselves. And not only that, not only we're mentioning sex, but we're also talking about trafficking topics here and there. And so we always have to constantly trigger warning and all this censor stuff. But even down to the specifics, like, for example, one of our messaging values is we don't necessarily share our participant stories. We've gotten feedback that might come across as exploitative, or just comes across as like very objective like. So we try to be mindful about certain things like that. Like, we make sure that we want our participants to feel like they're not being exploited, or we're using their stories just to get donations or anything like that. Like, we're not here for that. And we really, really praise autonomy and treating our participants as people, and knowing that they're coming to us for resources and not to get exploited. So those are like messaging things to think about when we're creating content, and we're always constantly.
It's maybe like a duh thing, but it's not, right? Because you don't know what you don't know. So until you actually go and like tactically do these things, you're like, well, yeah, that should be communicated.
Yeah. So those are one of the things of just always, it's not even a challenge. Actually, it's more of an opportunity, and to look at things from a different perspective. It's learning for me, essentially, as a marketer in this particular space, doing this particular work. It keeps me growing and mindful of how to message, or to things to consider when I'm talking to certain audiences. So it's not necessarily that in itself is not a challenge. That's honestly an opportunity. But to answer the question, one of the challenges that always sticks out is censorship, for sure.
Oh, excuse you. All right. We have one doggy that wants to, okay, come here. Don't get.
No, one dog. What about you guys?
Wanted to join the conversation. Mr. Chewy was licking my legs. This is Chewy. There's construction in my back. Red mud. It's been
cutie.
And no, this probably just means he wants to go out. So he's being sweet. But I'm like, no, I got these things to do. But also, I took you out like before we were even streaming. But no, we didn't want to go because there were people in the backyard and we were just going to be a shy boy. No, you can't have my water either. Anyways, this is one of 4 Valentine. We just got to become friends, but all these rescues, thank you, they found me. So I am the crazy dog lady these days. It's fun. It's fun when you try to take 4 dogs into the Starbucks drive-thru and they know exactly what's happening.
That's funny. I mean, it's a great way to make friends.
Maybe that's what I'm doing because I'm working on the local friends, right? So from your side, because you've got a different sort of lived experience, if you don't mind sharing.
Yeah. So obviously our programs and our program are the biggest, chunk of the organization along with everything else. So it goes into operations, it goes into marketing, it goes into direct relationships and, care, and then programs, which is where our participants come in. I would say that the biggest reward in this is that we are able to provide space and care for people regardless of their walk of life, as long as they fit into the population of, current, former, aspiring sex worker and or survivor of trafficking. We also get DB, SA, etc. We have, a really beautiful melting pot of all different kinds of identities and gender expressions and ethnicities. Like, this is a very diverse group of people, which I really appreciate too, obviously. But I would say that despite all that, and as amazing as this work is, the hurdles are very societal. A lot of people face a lot of stigmas in their everyday life for whatever reason, even if they're not out as someone in our population. I would say that, funding is always a problem with nonprofits. Like, it doesn't matter how successful a nonprofit is. At some point, there's going to be a hiccup in the system that affects one, if not multiple nonprofits. And that is just a part of this work. It's very human based, it's humanized, it's not for profit, obviously. And
yeah, it's
so
not for profit, but you still have to feed the people that are working there.
Yes.
It's not all volunteer work, though. A lot of times volunteering at an establishment like this is a great way to start to learn how to interact with other human beings. But no, you still have to somebody still needs to be there to run the phones and file the taxes,
right?
And nobody's going to do that for free.
Pay the rent, It's like a lot of what people don't understand that goes into like a lot of funding for nonprofits is simply that it's people power. People power is the most expensive part of a nonprofit or any business. So I would say that has been a hiccup as far as, just trying to do as much as we can for as many people as we can with what we have. And sometimes we fall short and sometimes it's not enough. And the need really does greatly exceed like the expectation of like what we can do. And I think also just dealing with the kinds of folks that we do, a lot of people are coming from a lot of trauma and not even just related to sex work or their situation, but just how they were raised.
The umbrella that is trauma.
Trademark trauma. Like, I don't want to associate trauma with this work because that's not always the case. But I want to say that a lot of people may have been let down, their caregivers let them down. And so I think sometimes what happens is a lot of people feel like we're supposed to do more for them than we state that we can. And I think that expectation sometimes leads people to this place of like, well, you're not doing anything for me, so therefore it's not good. And I'm like, like all I can do is shrug because I'm like, that is a very overarching, thought of like,
wait, let's go back to the scope of what that was, kind of thing.
Right.
So it's like, what do they say? You can't argue like with a small-minded person. Like, small-minded people will just stay in their like little small logic. It's like, it doesn't matter if you can't see what this establishment is for, then it's likely not for you.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. And And I want to give like credit to people because I know that they're coming from a place of need. That's simply what it is. And, you know, scarcity mindset, regardless of how successful you are, you can have literally tens of thousands of dollars in the bank and still have a scarcity mindset. You could believe that that money is going to disappear tomorrow and you will have not taken care of yourself in the ways that you need. Like there's so much psychological foundations, like so many psychological
There's a
foundations
lot
to
of
this
work to be done,
There's a
people.
lot of work and there's a lot of undoing. And so there's a lot of like just creating a soft place for someone to land and
Oh, that's a great way
giving
to
them the
say it.
tools.
A place to land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
that's
a
really
net,
what it is.
right? It's not going to
Caretaking.
save you, but it's soft enough, right?
Yeah.
Like this, maybe not memory foam, okay, but you know, it's
Right.
soft enough where you
Maybe
need to
camping
go.
foam, not memory, but
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
get
yeah.
there.
It might be more of a cot, but you know, they got you. You gonna some of this
Yeah.
is you're gonna have to figure it out on your own though too. There's the interesting how it's like you have to be ready to accept the help.
Yeah.
Right. And so it feels really good to be able to give back to people when we can, whether it's financial, whether it's resource based, whether it's connection based, whether it's space based. But I think at times, yeah, it's really hard to navigate folks when they just have like a very overarching idea of what a nonprofit is supposed to provide them. And I'm like, if you look at the landscape of everything, we are not unique. We're not special in what we do. We are simply trying to do what we can. And that involves a lot of, you know, telling people like no and with love and holding their hands um and just accepting that, you know, we're gonna disappoint people, we're gonna let people down, but we have to keep going for those who understand what we're trying to do and are ready to dig in and do that work alongside us too.
Yeah, it's almost like doing it, not doing anybody a service if you're spending time on somebody that's not like willing to like be in all of the resources, so to speak.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we'll give like people time to adjust and be like, here's what we can do. But then eventually, you know, life happens and some people fall to the wayside. And a lot of it is like we are checking in on them constantly. We're like, hey, haven't heard from you.
Yeah, but then at
Where
some
are
point you're
you?
like, you no longer get my time if you're not going to do anything with it.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to take care of ourselves too. And we have a lot of people who really
That whole
do like they're
boundary
craving that.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. The boundaries. I'm
Yeah.
working on them too. Okay. Goodbye, Chewy. Now he's done with me. Men.
Once again, Chewy.
I know he's crazy. You did mention resources. I just want everyone to know that I did pop up the fun links here. There'll be some more links, but there is no small donation when it comes to kind of just what Valentine was talking about. Somebody still needs to help pay the rent and they maybe want to turn on their air conditioning. So even just 20 people donating $40, we've made like a third of the goal that some people need to succeed. Like, right. That's a month of whatever. So,
we do have matching funds right now too. So like anytime someone donates, it gets matched.
Look at that. See, so you don't even need to donate all $80 that you need to donate now. You can do right. Just donate 50 and you've done a solid 100. And you'll feel so great, right? I'll put that back up here and I put it in the comments, right?
Our matching's held on Thursday, right? Yeah, our matching's Thursday. I think today's Wednesday. Yes, it is today's
We
Wednesday.
do, but we still have $300 left from yesterday.
Perfect.
And then we have 25 tomorrow, and then we have 10,000 on Friday as our last push.
Perfect.
Okay. Can you maybe rewind and freeze and like say that to the kind people that maybe don't know what's going on? Because hey, we are the Tori Telethon, which is an interview, but also we'll share links because if you want to help these guys out, even a dollar helps out. But what are we doing? What's the telethon part, Miss Valentine?
Well, I was just invited here, so
I know, right? I was like, but you can tell us about the program, or otherwise make Kianna do it. I don't know.
No, I'll tell you. It's okay.
I was like, no.
So basically right now every year we have CTA, which is our Change Takes Action fundraiser.
Yeah.
Extravaganza.
Yeah, it's a fun event that we all do. It is, it's fundraising, so there is a caveat to it. It is kind of stressful. We have to be like very charming and like tell people our missions, and that's really lovely. But right now, basically what has happened is from the time that we started, which I believe was like about 2 weeks ago now, every so often there's reserves for matching funds. And so we announce when we have matching funds so that donors know that if they even donate $20 or $50 or whatever, like it will be matched, and that comes back to us at the org. And our goal is $200,000, which I can break it down in a perspective of like, so far in this year, we have spent almost 50 serving 9,000 participants. And what that looks like is direct care. We do have micro grants. They are on pause right now because we need to make sure that we can actually keep funding them. So we do have micro grants. We have a free store. We have, we do prepay sometimes for, mental health services. Like we have partnerships that we prepay for. So we have spots available for our participants. Obviously, like operational costs, payroll, and supplies for anything that we need, marketing, free store, budgets, so that we can all have company credit cards so we can pay through benefits. We have a HUD benefit for Nevada residents, where we use our company cards, we pay for their bills, and then we get reimbursed, things like that. So like all of this money is flowing into the places it needs to go. It's not, no one's being paid an exorbitant amount. Like everyone is paid a very reasonable amount. There's no $300,000 executive director. We're all getting paid peanuts. Like it's just like
right. There's no $30,000 catered like breakfast.
Yeah.
No. No. It's
here.
very much a very we try to be transparent about like where we're putting this, because it really does, it goes everywhere. It is something that we, and also it's a nonprofit, so we can't like blow through all of it, right? We got to have some in reserves for whatever incidents.
Oh, any organization when it comes to managing the money, like I was at a DAR meeting, and like just having everybody has to decide if we're gonna spend money to give flowers here, and it's like you would think it's like why are we arguing about $20? But it's because it's
right.
all like literally blood, sweat, and tears of this organization.
Yeah.
Right. And we have an amazing team of people who are doing those donor relations and nurturing those relationships and keeping them in updated as to what we're doing. And on the program side, we have so much going on with our partners and our, referral systems and everything. So it's really just trying to help people as we can, with as much as we can, using the resources that we get and we have. And we are always looking to partner with people and to nurture like new relationships, specifically in Nevada, because like Portland and Oregon, it's a very different vibe. It's more grassroots, it's more mutual aid based, it's more like community care. It's like, where do we fill the gaps with things that are not there? Like, more options for feeding people. And so I feel like in Nevada, we're still like trying to like build and nurture those things here so that people can feel taken care of by their community versus just, organizations and businesses that can't always shoulder the cost, like the labor of that, so it really does, like we try to be out there and try to do our best to like take care of folks as much as we can, but also like being mindful that we're people too, and we're not trying to martyr ourselves and like burn ourselves to a crisp, just trying to like be good people.
The boundary part again.
Yeah.
Oh, see, this is why you're in the stream. You're reminding me that like, certain people come into your life to either remind you to strengthen or to remind you to not go down that path anymore, right?
Yeah. And also just to provide more context about Change Takes Action, this is actually the 14th time that the organization has hosted this fundraiser.
Congrats.
It's super dope. Yeah, it evolved over time. I believe it just started as just like one event, like a marathon or something. I don't know. But then it evolved into actually this is a peer-to-peer fundraising campaign. That's what Change Takes Action is, a peer-to-peer fundraising campaign. And what peer-to-peer means is that we reach out to our personal and professional network and tell them about the mission of the Cupcake Girls and why it matters to us, and hopefully inspire and encourage people to donate to the organization so we can continue to grow and continue to serve our participants.
I love it.
Yes.
I'm like, she wrote that down somewhere, I bet.
No.
Just kidding. No,
that's on top of the dome. I'm right now.
The words just come out so
off the cuff.
Right? Okay. Well, so last sort of question before we move on to the fun segment of rapid funness, and then we'll shameless plug, and then my family is home now. They're all just a little bit early, so we'll have to do the
we'll
dance.
have to pop off.
Yes, thank you, Valentine.
Oh yes, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Oh no, you can say.
Wow, you already just kicked me off. You're just like, go. Just kidding. You're like, bye.
No, I got to rip the Band-Aid off, or otherwise I'm going to fall deeper in love.
No, I was going to say, if you wanted me to answer the holistic services
yes,
part
there you go.
Before I go.
Can you do that part? Thank you. Hey, can you dive into a bit more of the holistic services and supports for anybody in the sex industry?
Yes. Okay. So it's kind of split up, but we have partnerships with mental health care providers. We have access to different free stores and community warehouses. We have legal aids that we can support people with. We have other organizations that are more equipped, for like referral based. So if someone's needing an advocate to refer them to a different program, say it's for like DV or domestic violence or disability or something a little bit more extensive, we can do a direct referral system, which is great. It's also varied between the states. So there are, body workers that are trauma informed and sex workers safe. Like we vet everybody to the best of our ability without, accommodating for we have to check in with her changes and leadership changes and things like that. So some things start great and then, we have to adjust, but we do make sure that everybody we partner with is at least trauma informed and or okay with our population of folks. And if they are not, we take that feedback seriously, and then we just continue our partnership with them. And I understand that that's going to look nuanced to a lot of people. Like one person may have had a bad time, but if it's it's a good fit overall, then yes, we will maintain that relationship, but we cannot dictate that based off one person's experience because sometimes it's just not a good fit for someone.
No, sometimes you do need to go off of the data, right? Like one person can't control the 200 people that are counting on you.
Exactly. Or exactly that. We do occasionally get to provide financial aid via microgrants, so that's really awesome. We do have HUD benefits here in Nevada specifically, so that covers again bureaucratic federal funding. So it is, one-time annual payment, but in a multitude of categories. So that includes food, so you can get a grocery order, a utility paid, you can get moving assistance, you can get bus passes. So these are just some of the things that are available for Nevada residents. And that's all I can think of off the top of my head. It's really quite an extensive list of things that we can connect people to.
Just off, talk about what does real prevention of trafficking look like and what resources are there. That was just a whole scroll of here's all the things we can help you with.
Right. Yeah. And then, obviously each population has a different set of needs. So, some people just really do need to have someone they can just chat with about the everyday, needs for their children, things like that. So we do really try our best to connect people with as many resources as we can without, sending them a 200 list, a list of 200 different resources. It's we try to narrow it down to what are the most important needs for you right now. Thank you both so much for having me. I'm so
thank
excited.
you. This was the greatest surprise.
Yeah,
the
I'm
birthday
happy
week
to
is
do it
coming.
again. I'm always happy to talk about sex work and life and, but
No,
yeah,
that's
I'm
great.
super
I
excited.
appreciate it. It helps at least the show kind of bridge the gap sometimes between not just like product, but like again, we're still in the same team.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. All right, take care.
Thank you. Bye. See, and then
Here,
look at
baby.
that. Off,
There we
off
go.
the
Special
stage.
guest. See, I come with it. The first time it was just me, but I bring friends for you next time, Tori.
Oh, no, you brought me so many friends before anyways, but still that was fun. And we made a new friend and I hope you all enjoyed that because that was like friendship blossoming in real time. Isn't that fun? Again, the soul of my show, I guess you would call it networking, but really let's bullshit with friends because it's my mental health and this is a bad jingle. Okay. So Kianna, let's talk partnerships and then we can show off some swag. We'll do our show and tell, and then we'll do the funny questions and then wrap up time. That's the agenda, folks. Okay, are we ready? Just last kind of to wrap the whole everything we heard from Valentine and just what the Cupcake Girls do and what they are and everybody's talking about. Again, maybe somebody's on there, like one of the distributors or owners, and they're like, cool, great community, but why does it matter to me, right? How can any of these people maybe watching in this particular B2B audience, how can retailers, distributors, and educators and random Tories like me, how can we partner with the Cupcake Girls?
That's a really good question. You can contact me directly, or you can contact Valentine. I know that their email, there you go, or somebody's email is in the banner. And I will direct you to the right person that handles partnership coordination. And partnership can look like in-kind donation, meaning that if you have dead stock of any of your product that you're like, hey, I feel like participants might actually benefit from this, it could definitely be donated to us. It could either go into the free store or just can go into the org to help us out to give to the participants. And like you said earlier in the show, Tori, the reasons why it's so best for companies to actually give back to nonprofits is actually part of your community initiative, right? Like this is a good sales point to your customers, letting them know like, hey, we actually support a nonprofit. And not only that, just between us, it's a tax write-off. So why are you acting like it's not beneficial to donate or give back into a donation, right? Monetarily. But yeah, monetarily, that's how you can give back to us, just by donating directly or just hitting me up, and I'll make sure to direct you right into the traffic of things of all, not traffic,
but not the sex traffic.
Not the sex trafficking, not to direct you to sex trafficking, Jesus.
Bad joke, Tori.
Yeah, to direct you to the right person that can help you set something up as far as partnerships are concerned. And when you do partner with the Cupcake Girls, we make sure from a marketing perspective, we make sure to highlight all of our partnerships. Like it's like Valentine says, we have partnerships with different therapist practices. We have a partnership with ALO. We have a partnership with, I can't think of top of the dome, but ALO is the first one that came to mind. But that's one of our biggest partners that we do have. If you're not familiar, ALO is also the people at Pornhub and all that stuff. So that's one of our biggest partnerships that we have. Even our board of directors are either present or past sex workers. So our org is really definitely sex positive. And from a marketing perspective, we like to highlight our partners. So we like to show you off on social media, and we will try to make sure to meet any marketing initiatives you might have. If you need a banner on your website saying, hey, we partner with the Cupcake Girls, we'll try to make that happen for you. So these are some of the benefits that you can experience partnering with the Cupcake Girls. And like I said, yeah, I mean, if you want to give back to the community, and if your company doesn't have, I forgot the technical word for it, but if your company doesn't have a program where it specifically focuses on giving back to the community, this is the opportunity to introduce a program within your organization, and actually start giving back to the community, and it can make your company look good, essentially. I hope that all made sense.
Yeah. No, and again, it goes back to people are still humans, and lots of humans right now are choosing to spend their dollars. We were talking about this yesterday with Sunny. I'm the perfect example of I am the target audience where I drive further to the gym that I feel better at, and it's woman owned, and it's got the foof de foof foof. Right. Because if I'm going to go to the gym, I want to enjoy it. And that's important to me. Right. So I was like, hey, I'd rather spend the money on this independent chain and all the other things that I know happens with that. Right. So it's, again, companies that, don't just want to walk the walk, but actually talk the talk. Right. Putting into your community not only helps everybody feel like they're doing something, because we don't want to just work and be on the wheel, but it also is actually like spirit lifting, right? Giving is something that can bring great reward.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, what I was actually thinking about a study. I forgot what the report was, where I found it, but it was talking about consumer behavior, right? Millennials, especially Gen Zs, they really focus on where their dollar's going, right? They're going to do the research on your company. They want to know what is your integrity as far as how you're giving back to the community, right? Are you just selling me a product, or actually are you trying to impact the community in a positive way? So they do really care about where they spend. And they do care about where their dollar is going, not just even down to like even a pleasure product. When you are marketing your pleasure product, you're not just talking about all the functionalities, right? You have to make the language as simple as possible and how it benefits the person that you're selling to. Like, for example, for the condoms, there are people that are vegan and they're ethically vegan. They're not just dietarily vegan. They're also environmentally vegan and they're also ethically vegan. So they care about the products that are topically or go inside of their bodies. So mentioning features like that about a particular condom, like, hey, this is also vegan friendly, that actually will impact a person to purchase your product more. So imagine if you are, selling a vibrator and this is what you do, and you're like, oh, also proceeds of the donation from buying this product is going to go to the Cupcake Girls. It's just perfect. So I feel like it's very beneficial for a lot of businesses to partnership with a nonprofit that they feel like aligns with their mission and their values as a business.
Yeah, it's not just do you have a logo, right? It's like, do you have a brand story? And a lot of that brand story, what is the example? Like if Nike was going to make a hotel, we already know exactly what's going to be in the hotel and what it's going to say and how it's going to feel and what colors before we even know, versus like a Best Western is really just a logo.
Right.
Don't be a logo, people. Yes. And also you could get cool swag in participating. Yes. So if you feel jealous of my super cute shirt.
So Tori's showing off the shirt, and this is the notebook. So when you actually, for next year, if you want to become a fundraiser during Change Take Action, we have our own like
it's so
cute note. We have like different fundraising teams. Valentine, the reason why they were on here as well with me is they're part of my fundraising team. We're the marketing and programs team. And then together we have our own goals of what we can fundraise during Change Takes Action. So when you fundraise during Change Takes Action, you get these really cool knickknacks, like the shirt, notebook. It changed.
Who doesn't like knickknacks?
Yeah.
We love them.
Yeah, so we try to make Change Takes Action really fun and engaging for people that decide they want to fundraise. And you don't have to you don't have to work for the Cupcake Girls. You can be a regular person. You would just have to reach out to a Change Takes Action lead, which was me. As a staff member, you would reach out to me and be like, hey, next year I would definitely love to fundraise during Change Takes Action. And you will get a welcome box with different goodies. And since we have our own personal goals, if you meet your fundraising goal, you will get prize really cool incentives as well. So we try to make Change Take Action not just about, raising funds and finding that support, but we try to make it very engaging and fun and rewardful, not just for our participants, but for the people fundraising for our participants.
Oh, it's like entertaining fundraising.
Yes.
Who doesn't want that?
Yes.
I also have can we do this? The show and tell cuteness.
That's you don't have to show that. That was just a doc that I sent. But show the video.
It's cute. So where's the
Thank
video?
you. So this was just like a behind the scenes of what I'm doing as a marketer. I send out media kits.
Like this is how easy she makes it, right?
Yeah. This is for social media. So you would basically, the premise, you would send you pick the asset that fits your Instagram feed or your social media, and then I provide you with the captions and stuff like that. So that's a perfect example. We provide our fundraisers with different tools, like stuff.
You don't have to be like a full-fledged philanthropist or anything.
Oops. Ooh, that sounds cute.
I know. I was trying to cue it up, and then it cued. Okay, wait, finish your thought, and then I can play the cute stuff.
No, you're fine. But yeah, when you become a fundraiser during Change Takes Action, we provide you with the tools like how to even introduce the Cupcake Girls mission to your family and friends and colleagues. Like I said, we will provide you social media captions and assets that you can promote on your own personal social media platforms. So yeah, we provide you plenty of tools, and that's what Tori was showing. I was just sending extra stuff to send, but we have more assets.
She makes my brain so happy, right? Like it's just kind of, you don't need to overthink it. Here's your framework.
Yes.
Okay, wait. Cuteness. Can I show? Let's see if I can do this without messing it up.
Let's see.
Oh, no, maybe not that way. Let's try it this way.
Technology.
Technology.
But yeah, definitely. Any donation is never too small. You're basically helping us provide resources to our participants. If you're passionate about the sex industry or just overall pleasure, you have to support the population. I mean, you don't have to, but it will be very, very appreciative if you support the population that, that works directly, boots to the ground in this space. Like, for example, if you have these pleasure products and you're reaching out to an influencer, that influencer actually might be one of our participants. And that actually might be
everyone can make it easier.
Yeah, that need our resources and might reach out. So that can give you like a real life example on who we actually serve and how you can have an impact on the Cupcake Girls and donating to Change Takes Action.
Love it. Hold on. I almost had this figured out and then it shorted on me.
But yeah, so any small, if it's $1, $5, just go ahead, donate, support.
$1 will even take it. I posted the links. If you need help with that, we can help. But it's if we haven't piqued your interest, let us know. We'll talk more about it. But it is a great way to not only be tax deductible, but to help the community. And that brings more people back into your store and business continues to thrive.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It says, be careful, screen sharing audio. If you have a guest, they will hear themselves. You're sharing everything you hear, including their voice. Okay. We wanted the voice. Okay.
Yeah.
Back it up. Let's do this. Look at this cuteness.
Can you tell the people out there just plain, like, what is exactly peer-to-peer fundraising?
Yeah, so peer-to-peer fundraising is basically when like supporters raise money by sharing our mission with their networks. So that's exactly what happens when someone believes in our mission and they believe in it so deeply that they want to share it with their own circle. So the Cupcake Girls isn't just asking strangers for support, we're asking people that already know and like us to ask their network for support.
And I love the fact that you brought up, like, instead of depending on grant funding, we're literally depending on each other and spreading the mission. It's actually like, you really feel like you're doing something and you're doing it for someone that you care about, right? Can you tell the people out there just plain, like, what is it?
Someday I'll figure this out.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's actually a clip from a live that we did 2 weeks ago with Asia. Asia is our donors relations specialist. I forgot their professional role name. So shout out to Asia. I'm so sorry. I messed up.
This Asia, yes.
Yes, but they focus on donor relations and all of the things of the things. And she was basically, in plain words, explaining again what peer-to-peer fundraising is and how it impacts our mission. And that's as an org. So yeah,
it's almost like part of your vetting process as well. It's not just like, let me throw this out into the wind and we'll get whatever donations. Like, it's no, we're asking our community to help strengthen the community.
Exactly. That's what I love about peer-to-peer fundraising. I actually was introduced to the concept just recently with this campaign, Change Takes Action. And it actually was it felt even more invigorating and rewarding, because I'm like, with most nonprofits, grant funding and funding from the federals, that's like a do or die. Like you need it. So it feels like as a nonprofit, you need federal funding, but you see what's going on politically, that could be taken away within seconds, especially in the specific work that we do. We help sex industry folk. The government and just where we're at right now politically does not really care about sex like that. So if they could find out that, hey, we're helping participants that are in the sex industry, they can swipe our funding like it's nothing. So that's why these peer-to-peer fundraising campaigns are so important, because we are depending on our network. It's mutual aid, essentially. We're depending on each other as a community. And so it's really impactful, and it's very gratifying, right? Because you'll be surprised on if you just ask whomever and tell them what the mission is. And the alignment is perfect, right? Because we're all in the sex industry at some type of capacity. So if you tell like, hey, there's an org that focuses on helping participants in the sex industry specifically, that makes the alignment make more sense. So yeah, it's really gratifying.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Chewy's here. Bugging everybody. He says hello. Okay. Are we ready to do some quick rapid fires? And then Chewy needs to go potty. All right. I know, not poor Valentine. They get out of this. We'll give it to them this time. Since not the same sort of cupcake, but it makes me want cupcakes. What's your favorite cupcake flavor? Do you think it matches your personality?
My favorite cupcake flavor, I have two. Okay. Right? And that's just it's probably because I have a split personality, maybe. But when I'm just feeling very chill, plain Jane, simple, I like a vanilla. I like a classic vanilla cake with vanilla frosting,
When you just want some comfort food, kind of like comfort dessert.
Yeah, and I don't want it to be strong, because chocolate can sometimes be really, really strong. And I'm like, I'm enough chocolate. I don't need to have all of it, So vanilla, and when I want to spice it up a bit and I'm feeling a little bit, razzle dazzle, definitely red velvet. Red velvet with the cream cheese, vegan cream cheese frosting.
The vegan cream cheese.
Ugh. Yes.
No, sometimes that cream cheese is better than even like dairy cream cheese to me.
Exactly.
Right? It's got that decadence to it. Doesn't you don't have that like sugary hangover over it. Oh, I'm sorry. Why are you staring at me so sad, Mr. Boobs? All right. One myth about sex work or trafficking. You'd bust forever if you could, because you're now master of the universe. Poof.
I know with trafficking, one of the biggest myths is that there's some big, bad, scary stranger that could pop up somewhere and take you. No.
Right. Just even speaking about it is going to make it happen.
Yeah. No, it could be a person that you know. And it can happen to anyone at any time. You don't even have to be in the sex industry. You could be in a romantic relationship, and you're coerced into believing that you're helping out your partner, and the next thing you know, you're in a very sticky situation like sex trafficking. So it can happen to anyone at any time, and it could be people that you know. It's not always a stranger. And about sex work, I mean, the obvious stigma is that sex work is not work. It is work, right? And not all, just because there's people that consensually want to be in the sex industry. You're not going, by you being in the sex industry doesn't mean that you're automatically get sex trafficked. Shout out to the fam, they in the house, okay? Just because you work within the sex industry doesn't mean that you're automatically going to be prone to being sex trafficked. That's not how that works. The sex industry is a business industry. There's people that consensually want to be in the sex industry and love their jobs. Sex work is work. I think that's why the Cupcake Girls mission is very unique, because a lot of times a lot of orgs that they specifically focus on trafficking or sex trafficking, they completely forget about people that consensually want to be in the sex industry. Or they would also feed into the stigma that, oh, if you're in the sex industry, that means you're a victim, or you could be a victim of sex trafficking. So they don't even mention sex workers, right? And then you have other orgs that solely focus on the advocacy of sex workers and don't even try to even mention sex trafficking because all of the stigma and the confusion between the two. But the Cupcake Girls, we don't care. We want to help everyone. If you're in the sex industry, no matter the circumstances, we're here to help you. So yeah, I hope that answered that question. I'm sorry.
That's better. Yeah, no, 100%. Like, again, they're just more thought provokers, right? What's the best advice you've ever received for staying just grounded in this type of work?
The first thing that comes to mind is because as a marketer, especially in the space, you get so caught up in the day-to-day task and just making sure that you get your marketing task done or getting your social media marketing task done. And you're just really deep into the work and of the everyday today type of task that it's best to keep your head up from the desk or the computer and sit and think all of this work is actually going to help the participants.
It's hard to see your ripple effect when you're in it.
Yes, exactly. So it's really just to pick your head up every once in a while and be like, this is helping the participants. Or when you get into a situation where you feel stuck or you feel, you're starting to feel burnout or whatever the case may be, it's nice to think, well, yeah, obviously take care of yourself for the most part, have the self-care routines on lock. But when you have a stuck or where you feel like your impact is not really impacting, that's not true. It's nice to actually sit and think, no, this is actually helping the participants. And the participants really, in serving the participants or supporting, I should say, the participants really matters. And I am making an impact. And yeah, this is always thinking about how we're supporting the participants. And it doesn't matter, the little impact or task. It's not just about that. It's about that ripple effect that we are supporting people within our community, which is the sex community, essentially.
So what's the first thing that the Cupcake Girls are going to buy when they hit their full quote unquote telethon, right? Like when they get their goal, because it's going to happen, right? By the 3rd, it's happening. We're going to make it happen. How are they going to celebrate? What's the first thing on the agenda?
How we're going to celebrate. We do have like a celebration towards the end of our kickoff, which is October 3rd, which is like not tomorrow, but the day after. How we're going to celebrate is we're actually going to come together as a staff and volunteers and fundraisers that were involved during Change Takes Action. And we're going to celebrate by doing, specifically in the Nevada office, we're going to be doing a neon themed party.
Ooh, neon.
So it's going to just be really cute. We're going to celebrate and we're going to show each other gratitude. And we're also going to reach out to the supporters that donated during Change Takes Action. And one of the things we're going to do is we're going to highlight our sponsors later after the campaign's over. We're going to highlight the sponsors during the Change Takes Action campaign. As far as the first thing we're going to buy, I mean, I don't know the specifics on the first thing, but I know how we're going to celebrate. And that's one of the events that we're going to throw for people that participated during Change Takes Action.
I'll take it. If you weren't doing this, what would be your dream job?
This is actually my dream job. Someone actually asked me somewhat of a similar question a couple of days ago, and I just simply tell them I'm doing exactly what I'm dreaming of.
Okay, well, at least you could be doing exactly what you're doing, but maybe you have more resources, or you're like VP of ops kind of thing, or something like that, right?
Yeah, being the director of marketing.
Yeah, there you go. See, manifest it.
Yeah, being the
director. You have a dream
of,
within your dream.
Yeah, being director of marketing for the Cupcake Girls, or even any other nonprofit that specializes in helping our population, the population of the sex workers. That would definitely be the dream. And yeah, continuing my agency and helping it grow, essentially.
No, I love that. I love that. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming and bringing Valentine. They were great, and I don't know if you can hear, people are making dinner and things are happening. So we're gonna go. It's time. But I'm going to try to clip this and like send it out and we'll make fun things with it. But if anybody needs to reach out because they'd like to donate, right? Donate. That's important. I posted some things. You can DM me here. Kianna, I'll put her email up real quick. She's always available to make things easy and answer questions. But if you had to leave everybody, because I guess we do, this is your shameless plug time, right? How do we find you, and what's like the best piece of advice or just words of wisdom you want to leave everybody with?
Perfect. Thank you. If you want to find me as an individual, besides the Cupcake Girls, you can find me at Solely Gazing on Instagram. But that's just, I hate doing shameless plugs. It's hard. But I like to keep about the Cupcake Girls. You can find me just via email. Sometimes you might see me on their Instagram randomly. So yeah, you can connect with the Cupcake Girls, whether it's at our info@ email that's on our website directly on the cupcakegirls.org website, or like I said, like it's displayed on the banner. You can hit me directly utilizing my cupcakegirls.org email. You can hit me up on Facebook at Kianna Robinson. You can find me. Y'all know who I be. You know where I be.
Like just put the good vibes out, and we'll help you out.
Yeah, I'm on the internet. You can find me on LinkedIn. All of the things are the things. So yeah, I'm always on the internet. And last word to leave people with: if you are a business, it is always best as a business, especially if you're a for-profit organization, it's always best to give back to those nonprofits, especially those nonprofits that you believe in, like the Cupcake Girls, that give back to our population, that actually helps us directly as businesses, because we utilize influencers, we utilize those public faces, those porn stars to sell our product. And so it's nice to give back to our population directly and not just sell to consumers all the time. So it's really refreshing. It's definitely something to think about. So when you are thinking about your marketing initiative for next year, or when you're thinking about your next initiatives for the quarter, consider giving back to a nonprofit organization like the Cupcake Girls and make it do what it do, baby. Let's grow together as a community.
What it do. I like it. Oh, okay, guys, you've been enjoy the bonus episode, and reach out if you want to be a part of the show and you have questions about the show, or you need to talk to Kianna because she's also a really great friend to talk to. We're gonna help you with all the things. Until then, my friends, I will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.